Thank you, Mr. Chair. I move shy 038.
Shy 038 has been moved and seconded. Discussion. Representative Christian.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. This allows, actually, after doing a little bit of research and talking to some of the county folks out there, one of the counties actually had taken an Albert sensor, which is a specific company that this bill is trying to force all counties to have this exact same company, their exact same equipment across the entire state, leaving no options whatsoever. This company, after installing one, or this county, after installing one, had an intrusion that was not detected, or at least didn't tell the county about the detection, and went on to cause trouble. They quickly removed that sensor and went with a different company that does the exact same thing, but a different type of equipment, and have had good success with that. So this simply gives that county and other counties the opportunity to, if they got something that's working for them, that it does the exact same thing, that they'll be able to use it. And the best part about this amendment is it allows the Secretary of State to observe the issue and report back to the legislature exactly how well the Albert and the other sensors are doing, so that we can get a better feel and more informed choices. So I heard you yes on this amendment.
The amendment is not adopted. Representative Christian for your next amendment.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I move shy 037.
Shy 037 has been moved and seconded. Discussion. Representative Christian.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. After we heard testimony, I actually went up and talked to the Secretary of State's office, and then they were able to get me in contact with some of the programmers at the company that actually controls the Albert sensor. Well, from the discussion they had and my knowledge as a system administrator while at my time in the military, realizing that this sensor would allow not only, it just simply provides back to CIS a mirror copy of all the emails, image, anything that comes through their system, looking for a detection of an issue. Well, if all this is doing is providing information back to the company, it doesn't need to be after the firewall. It could be easily before the firewall, still sending all the information back. With it being after the firewall, they actually are creating a portal through the firewall for them to talk directly through the internet, through a VPN, back to the CIS, but it still creates a portal through the county's firewall system to be able to talk directly to this machine and provide updates and to receive that mirror. I think it creates a vulnerability in the county's systems, and I certainly believe that we can get the exact same data and to do the exact same thing without providing a way through the firewall. So I'd urge a yes on this amendment.
The amendment is not adopted. Representative Christian, you have another one.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'm quite enjoying this. I was shy of 040.
Shy 040 has moved and seconded. Discussion. Representative Christian.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I found it interesting, again, talking in the last few days, that the state is requiring that a county enter a contract and then asking at the same token to be removed from liability. So they're mandating that that county uses a specific vendor to enter into contract with that vendor, in my opinion, is to subrogate their liability, so that if something does go wrong, the state can't be held accountable, because the contract was written, even though they were coerced into writing that contract directly with the vendor, then the state basically skips out on the liability. My amendment simply says if this Albert sensor and the portal that creates through the firewall causes a problem for the counties, that the state actually assumes some of the liability of it. You don't get to, mandate that you buy one particular piece of equipment and then walk away from the liability issues. So I'd highly advise ask we give a yes on this amendment.
The amendment is not adopted. And your last one, Representative Christian.
Thank you again, Mr. Chair. I move shy 039.
So 039 is moved and seconded. Discussion. Representative Christian.
Thank you again, Mr. Chair. So my mom used to say, I brought you into this world, I can take you out of it. Kind of a funny statement, but it was her way of having a fun time with it. I believe the voters put us into office, and the voters should be the one to remove us from office. And that's not what this bill is saying. This bill is, in the way I interpret it, simply says that the Secretary of State's office has the ability to be the judge, jury, and the voters, and say one person gets to override the thousands of people that put somebody into office and take that person out of office. It's clearly misguided. We have issues going along nationwide over the same issue. And so I believe that the voters need to do a recall on a person, which has been done in the state, or if the Secretary of State office is to remove somebody, it's to be for cause, where they had their date and time in court, and they are actually convicted of that issue, and they have cause to do so. So just forfeiting the office by one person is not acceptable. So I ask Senator yes on this amendment.
The amendment is not adopted.